we're out here tonight working on Madison's CB500X, and 15,000 miles. We're doing some checks, we're doing some service work that needs to be done, and we noticed when she would hit bumps, it had a creak in the rear suspension. So we've got something back here that's getting dry. And I want it where it's sitting just a little bit of weight on the rear tire. So we got a creak back here. I think it might potentially be one of these Heim joints. This is her lowering link, because we do have her bike lowered. So yeah, as she said, because she's short. So I'm going to try and get the tension off of that lowering link. Find the perfect height where the tension is no longer on it. That's apparently not it. And then we're going to take it off, make sure it's properly lubricated, and then make any other, if that's not the issue, we'll track it down. Come on. So something is amiss here. Either that or it's just that dry. All right. So, okay, on the lowering link, the nuts on the back side, which I already have the wrench on, are 17. And we're gonna have to take this one loose. On this side, it's a 14. Oh, wrong size socket. So, zip it out. And then on the front, it's a 17 on the far side, and I just had it, 8mm Allen on this side. So we're gonna go ahead and get it out. That way I can pull that lowering link out. Make sure it's not getting dry. These are lock nuts, so all right, get that one off. Now try and get the hard part's going to be getting these out. So I'm trying to take a punch and see if I can knock it back from the other side. Now be careful not to mess up the threads. All right, now go back to this side. Let's see if we get it the rest of the way out. Once I get one of these out, the other one will come off nice and easy. It's just a matter of getting the first one to come loose. Okay, see how it squatted down? So I actually need to go up on the jack. I couldn't tell where I needed to be because things weren't wanting, and it's still really stiff. All right, you see there's a little metal burr right there. Okay. Tighten the handle down. All right, so I'm gonna drop this out. There we go. And then we should be able to pull this end out nice and easy. All right. Now we take a good look at these. Oh, I lost that spacer. You can see how it's been wearing on those aluminum spacers. I'm going to say that is our creak, especially if I can now take the rear suspension. I can't move it. Everything moves and there's no more creaks, so it's definitely these spacers, these aluminum spacers, that were making that creaking noise. They got dry. The joints themselves are a little dry, but they seem to be in all right shape. So what I'm actually going to use on these, get you right there, I have some Loctite. This is LB8012. It is a low friction lubricant. It is actually a 65% molybdenum disulfide paste. So it's an excellent dry lubricant. Even after it dries off, even after it's there for a long time, it will still, the molybdenum disulfide is still going to be very slick. So I'm going to paint all the surfaces really well with it, and hopefully that'll stop our wear and our creaking that we're getting. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing, and you don't want to get this stuff on you or on any place you don't particularly want it, because it is ridiculously slick and rather hard to get off. So just kind of keep that in mind. We're just going to get a good thorough coat on all of that. Okay, that's moving nice and free now. Same thing, we're gonna paint that up really well. Hopefully you guys can see this all right. Make sure we get a good coating. And part of the reason it's creaking like this is not the factory style joint on here, which to get this, to be able to lower this bike so that she could ride it comfortably, I had to find a link that would allow me to drop it enough, and this was my best option, so that's what we went with. All right, just work it in. Everything's nice and smooth there. Slide these back in, and then before I slide it back in there, I'll make sure I coat the side of those as well. Okay, that is thoroughly coated. So now I can try and get this end back in. Slide it up in there. All right. Now we'll slide our bolt through. And then same thing on the front. I'm gonna put my spacers in.
Sorry, good.
You're good. Grease those, lube those up really well. Whoop. Well, it's not. Okay. I'm gonna have to drop. Better slide that back. Get the front in first, and then bring the rear into place. It seems to slide much easier now. Okay, that bolts through. Get my, if I can get the front lined up again. It was. Now it's not. Go figure. Oh, what happened there? Okay. All right, let me wipe my hands. Come on. There it goes. It started to. It's just got to go the rest of the way into the hole. Uh-huh. Why do I get the feeling I had this problem once before? Because of how far the bike is lowered. So, hopefully with a little bit of a love tap here. There we go. Because the suspension is actually bottomed right there. It can't go any farther down. So, okay. Get our nuts started. And of course Dylan walks out right in the middle of a video.
Sorry.
Hi, Dill.
Hello.
You're good, bud.
Bloopers part 47.
Yeah, exactly. All right, get that sucker on there. All right, those are started. Now, what?
Something.
All right, we got, like I said, these are lock nuts. Oh, come on. If you get it tight enough, the heim joint in the middle should do all the pivoting, not the, it shouldn't be the spacers pivoting like it was. So, there we go. That's nice and snug. Now we'll take the weight off. We're gonna go ahead and lower our jack and see if we have any creaks anymore. All right, Maddie, go ahead and reach up there and bounce that rear suspension. Let's make sure we don't have any creaks. All right, all our creaks are gone. So that's a good sign. We found our creaks that was in the lowering link. We've got everything good and greased up for now. Good and tightened up. That's done. Stick around. Thank you for watching. And stay tuned, because the next maintenance item we have to take care of on this is an oil change and service. She's 15,000 miles. She's due for it. So we need to get the oil change, get the service done. And oh, and then we will also be installing this Nylit USB charger on the bike. It's got a handlebar mount, but that way when we're on longer trips, she has a power point on the bike where she can plug her phone in and keep it charged, as opposed to trying to use battery banks like we were using the portable chargers, whatever you want to call them, that we were trying to use on our last trip. They work well, but you got to try and find a place to put them. You got to keep them charged, so on and so forth. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get that installed on here. And there again, thank you for watching. Please don't forget, rate the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and as always, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments section. Right, Maddie?
Yeah, sorry.
She's not the most fond of the camera. It's okay.